Today, we are going to decode a skill that truly separates good product managers from the great ones, and that is the art of the executive memo. Now, this isn't really just about writing. It's about a whole system for structuring your thoughts to get those C-suite executives to finally say yes.
I mean, does this sound painfully familiar? You spend weeks, maybe even a month, on this beautiful, detailed presentation or a massive product requirements document, only for it to just sit there, unread in an executive's inbox. You know the idea is a game changer, but for some reason, it's just not landing.
Look, if your current methods aren't getting you results, it doesn't mean your ideas are bad. Not at all. It just means you need a better tool for the job. It's time to trade in that sledgehammer for a scalpel and really master the executive memo. Okay, so let's really break this down. Why do so many of these well-intentioned decks and documents just disappear into a communication black hole? Well, it's usually because they fundamentally miss the point of the core challenge we all face as product managers.
Think about it. As a PM, you don't have direct authority. You can't just walk around telling people what to do. Your entire job, your entire success hinges on your ability to influence, to persuade people with a clear vision, solid research, and just crystal clear communication.
And here's the real superpower, mastering this skill when you're not there to present it live. The best product leaders out there, they influence strategy without ever stepping foot in the room. Their ideas, captured in writing, do the heavy lifting long after a meeting is over. That's the power we're gonna unlock today.
And that brings us to the central truth of this whole thing. The simple act of writing a structured memo, it forces a level of clarity and, frankly, intellectual honesty that a really flashy presentation can so easily hide.
You know what I mean, right? A slide deck can get by on some cool visuals and a really charismatic speaker. You can kind of gloss over weak logic with a fancy chart, but a memo? Oh, a memo has nowhere to hide. Your argument has to stand completely on its own, clear and defensible from every angle.
Now, this isn't just some theory I cooked up. This principle is a cornerstone of Amazon's culture, and it is brutally effective. When you are forced to write out your entire proposal in full sentences, you have to connect all the dots. It forces you to be precise and, this is the most important part, it exposes the flaws in your own thinking before you ever present it to anyone else.
So let's take a look at the gold standard, shall we? Amazon famously runs on these 6-page memos, or narratives as they call them. And if you understand their process, you start to see why this is so much more than just some quirky documentation habit. I mean, just imagine how this transforms a meeting. It starts with maybe 20 minutes of complete silence, as everyone, and I mean everyone, including the senior execs, reads the memo. That simple act guarantees that everyone has the full context. No one's multitasking. So the debate that follows starts from this shared foundation of knowledge, which leads to way deeper insights and just better decisions.
And this quote from Jeff Bezos just nails the true power of this whole culture. A well-researched, data-driven memo from a junior PM can actually carry more weight than some vague opinion from a senior VP. The best idea, when it's backed by the best data, is the one that wins. It literally democratizes influence.
Okay, so how do you actually write one of these things? Let's break it down into 4 essential parts. If you can get these 4 ingredients right, you're well on your way to creating a document that grabs attention and really drives action. First and foremost, you have to start with the customer. This is absolutely non-negotiable. Don't start talking about your cool solution or the new technology. You have to clearly define the market problem. What pain point are you actually solving? At Amazon, they call this customer obsession. You have to be the messenger of the market. All right, next up, you bring the facts. This is where you justify everything. How big is this problem? How do we measure it? What's the financial impact if we do nothing? You have to show your work and back it all up with hard data. Because, as they say at Amazon, hand-waviness won't cut it. Now, this is where you need to be direct. After you've laid out the problem and the data, you state your recommendation with absolute clarity. We recommend investing in X to solve Y. No ambiguity, no hesitation, just a clear, decisive proposal. And finally, you have to connect your recommendation back to the bigger picture. How does this move the company's strategic goals forward? What are the projected impacts on revenue, on costs, or other key business metrics? This shows the executives that you're not just thinking about a product, you're thinking about the business. Okay, theory is great, but let's make this super practical. We're going to walk through a simplified example of a memo that proposes a new feature, and we'll build it piece by piece right now.
First things first, start with a clear, descriptive title.
Anyone reading this immediately knows what the document is about and what you're asking for. No clever or cryptic titles, just be clear.
Now, notice how specific this is. We're not just saying support is slow. No, we are quantifying the problem with hard numbers. A 12-minute average wait time, a 15% drop in customer satisfaction scores. For an executive, this transforms a vague complaint into a measurable business problem that demands a solution.
And here's the recommendation. Build a V1 AI chatbot for those Tier 1 queries, launching in Q3 2026. It's direct, it's specific, and it even includes a timeline. A busy executive immediately understands the ask. The whole goal here is to make saying yes as easy as possible.
You see, mastering the memo is about so much more than just a document format. It's actually a way of thinking. It's about training yourself to be the most clear, data-driven, and customer-focused voice in any room you're in.
And this is really the key takeaway. If you only remember one thing, let it be this. When you can articulate a problem and its solution with undeniable clarity and back it all up with solid data, your influence grows exponentially. You become the person who makes sense of all the complexity and guides your teams toward the right decisions. So the final question I have for you is this. What's that big idea you have that's been struggling to get traction? Maybe it's not the idea that needs to change, but the way you're communicating it. What idea will you finally bring to life with a clear, powerful memo?
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and like.